the same vein as the rest of this course, don't let your learning something new just be a new topic of study. This isn't about picking 10 new books to read. We consume too much content already. This course and this framework is about putting content into action. The core idea here is to find something that you enjoy doing, something for you that's just pure fun. It might not be fun right now while you're still learning, but it's something you truly think will be fun once you get better at it. Finding something that you enjoy doing outside of your job and all your other obligations is essential to your well-being. Don't discount the importance of having a hobby. Your hobby can be a side hustle, something that you hope will one day replace your job, but it has to be different in nature from your job. Brett McKay at The Art of Manliness put it this way: rejuvenation cannot be found in moving from one climate-controlled box to another, and toggling between staring at screens for business and staring at screens for pleasure. Rather, it is generated through rebalancing, stimulating the physical muscles which have atrophied. Learn a new skill. Chances are you've always had something that you wish you knew how to do, whether it be a martial art, or learning an instrument, or learning a new language, or woodworking, or baking bread. If you're having trouble finding a hobby, McKay also wrote a long article listing out 75 plus hobbies that you can choose from. I'll post a link to the article in the notes below. My dad got into farming about 10 years ago. He started with chickens, and then he added some goats, and then it was cows, and then it was bees, and just recently he added pigs. Farming gives him a ton of joy because it gets him outside. It also brings the grandkids around who love going to pick up eggs with granddaddy. Right now I'm learning how to surf, and it's not easy. Or let me say it this way, it's a lot of work. Having fun can be a lot of work. To get better at surfing, I have to go out on days where the waves aren't as good. And I've got to put the board in the car, and then I've got to put on a wetsuit, and the water's cold. And then I get in the water and I'm gonna have to paddle for 15 minutes while I get pounded by waves because I'm not good at duck diving. And then when I eventually get out past the set where the waves are breaking, I'm too tired to paddle into waves. And so it feels like a waste of time. But it's not. Hobbies are worth the effort. Even though I'm surfing so that one day I'll have fun surfing, it's still fun, but in a different way. The whole process is restorative. It's a spiritual exercise. I can't tell you how many life lessons I've learned from surfing just in the last 6 months. And I can't fully articulate the connection I feel to God when I'm just sitting out there in the water on the board and I see a fish jump out of the water. It's spiritual. Not only is there that spiritual and mental peace aspect of surfing, but it's also great for my body. It's a good workout. And beyond that, surfing gives me motivation to do exercise outside of the water. Because I want to get better at surfing, I want to have more flexibility and more core strength. And so I've started doing yoga. All of these core habits are interconnected. Sometimes getting better at one makes you want to get better at the other. And sometimes you can do multiple core habits at once. Surfing is at the same time a new hobby I'm learning, a great exercise, and a great time to be alone with God. Let me end this video with a story. A buddy of mine who's a designer started his own design business and was working himself into the ground. He felt like he could never take a break. He was always in the office, and so first his physical health suffered, and then his mental health. He started feeling anxious and depressed, and then his work suffered. One day he passed a martial arts academy and told his wife, "Man, I'd love to try a class there." And she said, "You should do it. You've been talking about this for a long time." When he got into Muay Thai, first his physical health improved, and then his mental health. And then he says he started producing his best work. His story is really inspiring. In fact, when I heard his story on his podcast, it was one of the key motivators for me to get outside and start working out again, to change my life in this direction. I'd encourage you to also give it a listen. I'll share it in the notes.